You are standing on free magnesium right now. Not a theory. Not a health trend. A plant confirmed by USDA data, growing uninvited through your sidewalk cracks, contains a real, measurable dose of the mineral nearly half of all adults are quietly missing. Here is what makes this strange. The global magnesium supplement industry earns $5 billion every year. Factories, bottles, monthly subscriptions. Meanwhile, this plant grows itself, feeds itself, reseeds itself for up to 40 years. No factory, no bottle, no bill. It has survived on every continent. It fed civilizations for 1,000 years before the first pharmacy opened. Most people walk past it daily without a second look. By the end of this video you will know exactly what it contains, why your body needs it, and how to use it starting today. And the number that changes how you see this plant? 34 milligrams of magnesium per 100 grams. Confirmed. Free. Already growing near you. Let's go straight to what most videos never give you. The actual data. 100 grams of fresh Lambsquarters contains 34 milligrams of magnesium, 309 milligrams of calcium, 80 milligrams of vitamin C. More protein per gram than most vegetables in your refrigerator right now. That is not a claim. That is USDA Food Data Central. Verified. Public. Free to check. Now, why does magnesium specifically matter? This single mineral runs over 300 chemical reactions inside your body. Every time your muscles contract, magnesium. Every time you fall into deep sleep, magnesium. Blood pressure. Blood sugar. Brain function. All of it touches this mineral. When you are deficient, you do not get one clear symptom. You get poor sleep, brain fog, muscle cramps, low energy, all at once. And most doctors never test for it routinely. Nearly half of American adults fall below the recommended daily intake. Not 90%, that number circulates online without evidence. The real figure is 48%. Still serious. Now you know exactly why. So what is this plant exactly? And can it actually replace your magnesium supplement? Direct answers. No deflection. The plant is called Lambsquarters. Scientists call it Chenopodium album. In Mexico, your grandmother called it quelite, quintonal, or cenizo. It is not exotic. It is not rare. It is almost certainly growing somewhere within walking distance of where you are sitting right now. Now the supplement question, because the title demands an honest answer. A standard magnesium capsule delivers 200 to 400 milligrams per pill. This plant cannot match that concentration. Not volume for volume. But here is what none of those supplement labels ever tell you, and what the industry has zero financial interest in explaining. To get 100 milligrams of magnesium from Lambsquarters, you need 3 large handfuls of fresh leaves. A generous cooked portion delivers 50 to 60 milligrams. 15% of your daily target. Free. From your backyard. The advantage is not volume. It is consistency, zero cost, and food form delivery that your body recognizes differently than a processed capsule. For the 48% quietly running low, that is enough to matter. Now that you know what it contains, here is why you never heard of it. Not because it was hidden. Because it was lost in translation. This plant has a different name in every culture that ever used it. In India, over 300 million people eat it every single week. They call it bathua. In Nepal, mountain farmers call it bledo, their essential winter survival food. In Turkey, sirken. In Britain, fat hen, because farmers noticed the chickens that ate it were consistently the healthiest in the yard. In Mexico, quelite, quintonal, horizontal, cenizo. Different states, different names, same plant. Scientifically, Chenopodium album. One name. No confusion. But the global food market needed a brand. A single label it could package, distribute, and sell universally. Lambsquarters had none of that. Compare it to cilantro. One name. Every country. Every cuisine. Global industry worth billions. Lambsquarters stayed fragmented across dozens of languages and regional dialects. Not suppressed by anyone specifically. Just impossible to commodify. And when something cannot be commodified, the market simply stops talking about it. This plant did not become useful recently. It was never not useful. 5,000 years ago, communities in eastern North America were deliberately selecting and storing seeds from this exact plant family. Not as backup food. Not as survival rations. As their primary crop, before corn even reached that region. Archaeologists call that system the Eastern Agricultural Complex. These people built entire food systems around Lambsquarters intentionally. Then there is the Toland man. A body preserved in a Danish bog for over 2,400 years. When scientists re-examined his stomach contents in 2021, they found Chenopodium seeds present in his last meal. His meal was primarily barley porridge. But those seeds were there, mixed in so naturally they required no explanation from anyone. Not introduced. Not discovered. Not marketed. Just always present. And here is the connection that should stop you for a moment. You know quinoa. You have seen it in every health food store. Premium price. Superfood label. Global brand. Quinoa is a direct relative of this plant. Same genus. Nearly identical nutritional profile. One got a marketing budget. The other got called a weed. Before you go looking for this plant tomorrow, two things most videos skip entirely. Both matter. First, oxalates. Raw Lambsquarters contains between 500 and 1100 milligrams of oxalate compounds per 100 grams dry weight. Oxalates bind to minerals in your gut and stress your kidneys at high raw intake. This does not make the plant dangerous. It makes one preparation step non-negotiable. Boil for 2 minutes. Discard the water. Done. That single step, practiced automatically by traditional cultures across Mexico, India, and Nepal for generations, reduces soluble oxalate significantly while preserving the mineral content you are eating it for. If you have kidney stones or kidney disease, this is a real medical consideration. Not a footnote. Consult your doctor before adding this regularly. Second, location. Plants near busy roads or industrial sites absorb heavy metals and nitrates directly from contaminated soil. You cannot see contamination. You cannot taste it. Do not forage from roadsides, urban vacant lots, or anywhere with unknown soil history. Your backyard. A clean rural field. Somewhere you know the ground. The plant is free. Be selective about where you pick it. Now, how to find it. One signal identifies it instantly. One signal tells you everything. The young leaves have a white powdery coating, like someone dusted flour directly onto the surface. That is not disease. Not damage. That is the plant's natural characteristic. No other common plant looks exactly like that. Leaves are triangular or diamond-shaped with irregular edges. Small dense green clusters appear at the top as it matures. If you have ever seen quintonal or horizontal at a Mexican market, that is exactly this plant. Now how to grow it. The honest answer is almost nothing. Stop pulling it. That is the entire strategy. Scatter seeds in loose soil and water once at the start if you want to encourage it. After that it maintains itself completely. Cut leaves regularly, they regrow within days. For cooking, treat it exactly like spinach. Sauté with garlic. Add to soups. Mix into eggs or quesadillas. Young shoots work raw in salads. Mature seeds can be toasted or ground once dried. Always blanch first. 2 minutes. Discard the water. Every time. Without exception. One plant left to mature produces thousands of seeds capable of waiting in soil for up to 40 years before germinating. You plant it once. It feeds you indefinitely. So why did a plant this useful vanish from modern awareness? The answer is not dramatic. That is exactly what makes it worth understanding. Modern agriculture operates on one principle. If it cannot be standardized, patented, and sold repeatedly, it does not get funded, researched, or promoted. Ever. Lambsquarters fails every single one of those criteria. It grows itself. Reseeds itself for decades. Requires zero purchased inputs. No company profits from its existence. No investor funds its research. No marketing budget promotes its benefits. Compare that to a magnesium glycinate capsule. Manufactured. Bottled. Branded. Reordered monthly. That single product generates retail shelf space, research funding, and advertising budgets worth millions annually. The quelite generates nothing for anyone except you. This same invisible pattern quietly removed thousands of traditional food plants from mainstream consciousness over the last century. Not through active suppression. Through systematic indifference from systems that only remember what generates revenue. Your grandmother in Zacatecas kept using quelite. Your grandmother in Punjab kept cooking bathua. Your grandmother in Nepal kept harvesting betel through winter. Not because they were resisting anything. Because it worked. And they were paying attention. That knowledge was never destroyed. It just stopped being passed down. Here is what actually changed today. Not your diet. Not your supplement routine. Your perception. You now know that a plant sitting in USDA databases, eaten deliberately by civilizations 5,000 years before modern nutrition science existed, and still growing uninvited through your sidewalk cracks, delivers real measurable magnesium at zero cost. 34 milligrams per 100 grams. Free. Renewable. Already there. It will not replace clinical treatment. It will not outvolume a capsule. But for the 48% of adults quietly running low, it is a genuinely useful, completely accessible option that requires nothing from you except attention. And that is not a small thing. The most powerful shift in nutrition is rarely discovering something new. It is recognizing what you already dismissed. Your grandmother never dismissed it. Maybe that was never ignorance on her part. Maybe that was always knowledge. You have been walking past this plant your entire life. Now you will not. One question before you go, drop it in the comments right now. What do you call this plant where you grew up? Quelite. Bathua. Fat hen. Lambsquarters. Or did you just know it as a weed you pulled without thinking? Because somewhere in those answers, across every country commenting below, is proof that this knowledge never actually disappeared. It was just waiting for someone to ask.